computer. Thank you, thank
Right.
you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Okay, so we go to the classroom to show the classroom and stop sharing. Share the classroom, which is there. No, that's not that. Okay, sorry. There. Well, this is the classroom, remember? All of you are there. That's the initial part. Diplomatura en Inglés Jurídico. And here you have all units. Unit 0 with all the practical issues. Unit 1, human rights basic with special relation to content. So in content, remember that we have the schedule, the table of contents, the first assignment, individual or in pairs. I can see that 15 people have accomplished the assignment. Excellent. The recording of our lesson, of the 8th of July. And now we have from last Friday to this Friday, the material from the second part. Topics for the second week. Álvarez-Baró. Álvarez-Baró is one book that I'm going to show you now. It is in Spanish, and it is photocopied and uploaded. The thing is that some of the students have told me that is shady, but badly photocopied. The thing is that the book, I will show you the book, is printed and glued very tightly, and I cannot open it, and that's why I cannot make better photocopies. But I think that what I shared to you is understandable, and it's in Spanish. The explanation is going to be dealt with in the next PPT. False friends. We talk a lot about false friends, the glossary of false friends in relation to legal English. Yes. And then false friends. What else? Second part, legal English, false friends. We have included 3 articles from Microjuris in Spanish. The articles are the author, I am the author, el lenguaje jurídico en el movimiento por el lenguaje llano, importancia del mundo anglosajón en nuestro derecho, inglés jurídico, disciplina de progreso profesional, all by Microjuris, which, as you know, is an important publisher company. Well, Microjuris, okay, go back, please, again. And then effective remedies. Now in this lesson, we're going to deal with effective remedies and some watching activities. One of them related to International Court of Justice, 2 of them, in fact, and one listening activity related to legal English characteristics. One of you have already accomplished that task. Okay. Yes, take into account that those tasks have a deadline. So you have to accomplish the task. If not, it's going to be closed. Okay, that's all for now. Excellent. Stop share. That's the classroom. Have you seen that, Salma? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, now we are going to go on with our PPT, if I can. Okay. Another thing, effective remedies. We have sort of index here. We are going to read this part. We explain what remedies, effective remedies are about. And
maybe we could brainstorm about that.
Yes, please. Excellent.
All right. So guys, what do you think a remedy is in Spanish, or does it ring a bell to you? What do you think? Have you ever heard about effective remedies?
What about this image there? Can you? Yes. Effective remedy.
Have you ever heard about remedies in legal English?
No,
Yes,
I haven't.
no, not really.
No.
Okay, it is related to the concept of human rights. Remember, Salma, you weren't here last class, but we dealt with human rights. Yeah.
Human rights and damages. Damages. It's related to damages, particularly.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the violation of human rights also.
Yes.
When your human rights are violated or
have to
restricted,
seek-
maybe. Yes.
And the collocation is to seek remedies. To seek remedies.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, it's not a remedy. Yeah, it's not something for your health.
No, it's not this image. No.
All right,
Okay.
Ale.
That's
So
why
they have.
no,
Okay.
no previous knowledge.
Okay, so you go on.
Yes. Okay. Well, the
Is
thing
it
is
a
that
kind of compensation?
yes, tell us.
I didn't understand the meaning, but is it a kind of compensation?
Let's see. We are on the right path, I think. You are
Yeah.
Salma or Janina?
Johnny,
Yes,
I
Alma.
think. Oh, Salma.
Salma.
Your voice is like
I
quite
cannot see
similar.
you. I cannot see you. I only see the quadrangle.
Okay.
Yes, yes. You are on the right path. Yes.
Yes.
Remedy is a false friend. At least any of you know what a false friend is?
Yes.
Tell us.
It is a word that is similar in Spanish, but it doesn't mean the same.
Excellent. That's a false friend.
Has no
more or less.
relation with
Yes. Yes, yes. That's a false friend. Because it seems to be something, it seems to be this thing, remedy, remedio, but it's not
Yes.
remedio.
No.
It's something else because it's legal English, particularly because it's legal English. Yes. So we are going to deal with remedy as a false friend, concept of remedies, usage of remedies as a term, collocations, types of remedies, money damages, non-monetary relief, non-monetary relief, analysis of the wording of paragraph 8 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. That's why we are talking about remedies here, because it's about the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Okay. This is Article 8, Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Andrea, your turn. Go on, please.
I'd like someone to read this aloud.
Okay. Me, I read it.
Okay.
Article 8, everyone has the right to an effective remedy by the competent national tribunals for acts violating the fundamental rights granted him by the Constitution or by law.
Okay. Just another detail is tribunals. 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 It's the first thing that I had to learn back in 2006 when I started reading, talking or studying in relation to legal English. The idea of not tribunals, but tribunals. Tribunals. Yes.
Thanks.
Okay. Tribunals. And I think, no, I'm here. Yes. Tribunal. So an effective remedy granted by a national tribunal to a person because of human rights. And that is included in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Okay.
Okay, and what do you think that would be a violation that deserves to seek for an effective remedy? Can we translate, Ade, the concept of remedies?
Yes, the thing is that
somehow
it's not an exact translation. Yes.
Okay.
Es
For us students maybe to understand.
Consecuencias del daño causado.
Okay, very good.
Todo tipo de consecuencias legales que corresponden al daño causado, que son atribuidas por un juzgado o por una autoridad al daño causado. All of that is a remedy.
Okay, which will be for your students the violations that we need to somehow conceal by seeking for effective remedies? Which, can you think of a concrete example where we should be seeking for a remedy, which is also a human right?
Enzo, Janina, or Salma? Are you thinking?
Yes. Can you please repeat your question?
Yeah. Can you think of a concrete case where you need to seek for the right to an effective remedy? Maybe a violation of your human rights that you need to seek for that right of an effective remedy? Did anyone write something?
For example, when like law didn't treat equally to everyone, and for example,
Yeah,
I got injured and the law doesn't. I don't know if it doesn't or didn't.
the
The
law
law
Didn't cover me.
doesn't. Yeah, if you're speaking in, yeah.
The law doesn't compensate people in the same way.
Exactly.
Yeah, for example, Enzo, I don't know, maybe you've got an accident and I don't know, by some way of discrimination, I don't know, someone who is richer or more influential than you has got some certain privileges. Yeah, so you've got the right to an effective remedy, yeah, to a fair trial and the same treatment. Very good. Ade?
Yes, that's it. Oh, I had an accident here with water. Okay, next one, perhaps. Explanations. No. I always go back. I don't know why. Remedies as a false friend. This is
Okay,
yeah.
we already talked.
Go on, for you. Yes, please. Go on, please.
No, these are only some more examples of cognates of false
Okay.
friends.
Oh, yes.
Like actually,
Yes.
that we always tend to say actualmente. Yo estoy
Yes,
trabajando
yes.
actualmente en. Yes.
Always. Yes, you're right.
We tend to say I am actually working as a lawyer when you should say nowadays or at this moment or I am currently working as a lawyer instead of
Yes.
saying actually, because actually is to make something clear. Like, for example, Shani, you are from Buenos Aires, right? No, actually, I am from, okay, like making something
Fact.
clear.
It's like in fact.
Yes, exactly. In fact.
Yes. You're right. Okay,
Like,
so that's why
okay.
it's a false friend. False friend, enough of false friends. And this is the legal concept of remedies.
Okay. So, well, I'd like, as always, to listen to your pronunciation. Salma read the previous one, so maybe Enzo or Shani could read this one.
Okay, I can read. Concept of remedies. Remedies are consequences of acts or omissions against the law. Remedies are also available in case of breach of contract. In fact, the term remedy is a typical contract law expression. Apart from contract law remedies, there are remedies that a judge may grant in favor of a plaintiff in a tort case. A plaintiff is the claimant,
Go on.
the person who files a lawsuit. A tort case is a case in which somebody has been hurt and seeks compensation under the law.
Yeah,
Yes.
great. A breach of contract.
Breach of
Very good.
contract.
We've got here some interesting and new vocabulary. Tort case, plaintiff.
Yes.
Okay, Ale, could you explain us
You know
these
that
concepts?
those terms are related to commercial law or the curriculum related to tolls, the tolls exam. Plaintiff, the tort case is related to contract law and tort law. tort law is the law related to damages, and in Spanish it will be daños y perjuicios, tort law. Plaintiff is an old term. I think that nowadays they tend to say claimant all of the time, but plaintiff is also okay, but it's an old term. Plaintiff is the claimant, who is the demandante o actor de un juicio. That's the claimant. Okay, what else? Tell me, Andrea. Seek compensation. It's another collocation. Seek compensation or seek remedies.
Okay, very good.
Compensation.
You know what?
Remedies.
Yes. You know what collocations are
Yes.
in general?
I think that they are words that goes well with the sense of the
Okay.
text. Maybe.
They sound well together. Like,
Mhm.
for example,
Is it the
let me
same
look
that
for-
seek compensation? Seek for?
Seek compensation is as an expression. Seek compensation. Now I think that they say seek compensation,
Okay.
or seek, as we said, remedies. To seek remedies, seek compensation.
okay,
I
I
think
will
that if you say seek for is more not so legal. It's lay English, plain in English. English for the person of the street. It's not legal English. Legal English is seek compensation or seek remedies.
exactly.
Okay.
For example, could you think of any collocation related to keep?
Keep.
Yeah. Keep.
Just keep.
Yes, keep something. A
Aldo,
collocation related to keep.
Aldo's here. Aldo is from.
I could give you many examples, but
Hello.
Hello.
not related to law.
No, in
Yes,
general.
yes, in general. Yes.
Hey.
Keep on going.
Hello, Aldo.
Hi.
How?
Sorry, keep.
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 To
I
keep
would
on.
like to.
Oh,
I would like to.
Aldo says keep on. Keep on doing something.
Okay, keep on. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Well,
Keep on
that will
doing
be
something.
Yes, yes. Aldo,
okay.
you're right. And Salma?
Okay, that
What do you
will be a
think?
phrasal verb. Yes, keep.
Keep on
Yeah,
doing
with the
it.
preposition keep on.
Keep
For
fit,
example, there's
Mm.
a famous meme like keep
keep calm.
and learn
Keep calm,
English.
Mom.
Yes,
calm.
keep calm. Very good. For example, we say in English, sorry, in Spanish, guardar una promesa, okay? Or guardar un secreto. But in English, we don't say save a promise or save a secret, right? How do you say
Keep a secret.
in English?
or promise.
Yes,
secret.
keep a secret, keep a promise. Very good. Any examples with get?
Get. Get.
Gets
I
on
go
well.
to the. I go to the
Get
To
well.
get
store
on very well with
to
something.
get the
Somebody.
newspaper.
Getting well
Okay,
with
get on
something.
well.
Somebody, Aldo says, get
Yeah.
on with somebody.
Yeah, that's a phrasal verb. Very good. Related to emotions, feelings, when you get with someone.
Get down.
Get in love.
Okay, no, that would be fall in love.
Fall
Yeah.
in love.
Yeah, like
The other one is
ang-
to get married.
Get married.
Okay, yes, get
Yeah.
married. Very
Yes.
good. Very good. Get married, get angry, get a
Get
job.
down. To calm down.
Okay. Get pregnant,
No.
get started. All right. Get wet, get worried. Any examples with go?
We go.
Go. When you lose your mind, you go. This
Go.
is getting me, or I go like nuts.
I see.
Insane.
Yes,
Insane.
I go crazy. Very good.
Go crazy. Or insane.
Or yeah,
It's becoming insane.
yeah, it could that
Become insane.
yeah, become insane. You're
That's
right,
another
become
collocation.
insane.
Okay, that's collocation.
And with come,
Come in.
okay, come in, come on.
Mm,
That will be phrasal verbs. Yeah, come. For example, this finished. Yes, or I finished with this. This came to.
To an end.
Yes, this came to an end. Very good. Or let's see. Come here will be a synonym. Come.
Closer.
Yes, very good. Come close or closer. So those will be collocations, right? Words that fit together.
What's
That
the
would be the,
criteria? Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
great.
Okay. So those are remedies and the collocations in relation to remedies. Seek remedies, seek compensation. Okay. Usage
Right.
collocations. Just that. Go
I
on, please.
lost the
Adela.
window.
Go on.
I don't know. Sorry, I don't know where you are.
And in usage collocations with remedies. Are
I
you
think that I closed the window.
okay? I will put it on
This is not my computer, sorry.
there. Can you see it, all of you?
I keep hearing you, but I cannot.
Usage collocations. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Usage collocations with remedies. Collocation is a way. Who can read? Aldo, can you read it? Please.
Yes.
Okay.
Usage collocations. Usage collocation with remedies. Collocation is a way in which some words are often used together and sound natural together. This is also refers to restrictions on how words may be used together, such as which verbs and nouns can be used together and which prepositions and verbs can be used together. There are certain verbs which collocate with particular nouns, adverbs with particular adjectives, or adjectives with particular nouns.
Okay. Perfect. And they are linguistic devices. Linguistic devices are the false friends and the collocations. Okay. And I remember my former teacher and associate in ESIC, who was Mr. Mauricio Munoz. He used to talk about the linguistic devices, and it was a pleasure. Okay, so these are linguistic devices. And the verb collocations with remedies. Shanina, would you like to read it?
Okay. Verb collocations. Seek remedies. The non-reaching party will often seek remedies available under the law. Allows for remedies. Sale of goods legislation also allows for various remedies. The franchise agreement allows for various remedies. To grant the remedy, in short, the court takes a holistic view of the circumstances before deciding whether or not to grant the remedy. Adjective and modifier collocations. Remedy for breach of contract. The basic remedy for breach of contract is the Anglo-Saxon system. Saxon is pecuniary compensation. An adequate remedy, sometimes monetary damages, would not be an adequate remedy.
Yes, yes. Not be an adequate remedy. Okay. So sometimes they go together, they collocate, and sometimes they don't collocate. So a modifier as an adjective. And now I think that they have more collocations in the form of an adjective. For instance, the common law remedy, available remedies. You can say available remedies, various remedies. Yes, all of this is comes from, remember, the this okay, this one, no, this one, no, this one, no, this one. All of this comes from Article 8 in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights that says and effective remedy. So we now are analyzing the legal English involved. Okay, more about remedies. Types of remedies. Who can read? There's apparently there are 3 types of remedies. Who can read it?
I read it.
Okay.
Types of remedies: money damage, specific performance, injunction, and other non-monetary reliefs.
Yes.
Money damage. Most remedies involve money damage or pecuniary compensation to an injured party. Examples: general damage, special or consequential damage, liquidated damage, and punitive damage, and others.
Okay. Damages is damages. Because it's
Damages.
a plural. Liquidated damages. Okay, damages. Take it into account because later on we are going to watch a little video, a short video, sorry, and it talks about these types of remedies. Janina, would you like to read it?
Okay. V, non-monetary relief or remedies. V1, a specific performance where monetary damages would not be inadequate remedy, such as in a case where the parties contract for a portrait by a famous painter, the court may order a specific performance, which involves an order by the court, compelling the breaching party to perform the contract. V2, other non-monetary remedies. Some cases, the right to rescind or cancel, or cancel
Okay.
the contract in case of certain kinds of default by the other party. In cases of sale or goods, right to reject goods, right to demand repair or replacement of goods. And injunction. An injunction is an order of the court directing a party to proceedings to do or refrain from doing a specified act.
Well, in Spanish, what would you think an injunction is? What is an injunction in Spanish? It's something coming from procedural law, an injunction. ¿Qué sería en español? ¿Qué tipo de acto jurídico procesal sería? An injunction.
Un oficio.
Un oficio y más todavía. Sería, un oficio vas bien por ahí. ¿Qué sería si no? Porque vieron que dice una orden. Entonces,
Mandamiento.
un mandamiento. Good for you. Yes, that's it. An injunction is a mandamiento. Well, and think of that. Is an order of the court ordering, directing a party to the proceedings, a la parte del procedimiento, to do or refrain from doing a specified act. Es una orden de hacer o dejar de hacer algo, una medida de innovar o una medida de no innovar. That's an injunction. Okay, so so far we have money damages, specific performance, and injunction. Money damages A, B, non-monetary relief, which is specific performance, and then an injunction. Yes. Okay. I think that in order to alleviate this, we could do them because I have our watching activity, live watching activity with a video from an expert talking about the same matter, and we will try to watch this. The idea is to watch the video. Let's see where it is. Sorry, I'm not so quick as Andrea is. sorry. Remedies there. Yes, and remedies here. Yes. And all the sound, yes, okay.
Well, I'll give a brief introduction to remedies and contract law. Then we'll move on to common law remedies.
Can you listen to it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Again.
Welcome to the Contract Law 2 course at the University of the West Indies Faculty of Law. This lecture is on remedies in contract law. Here's an overview of what will be discussed in this lecture. First of all, I'll give a brief introduction to remedies in contract law. Then we'll move on to common law remedies, which are the ones you are probably most familiar with. Essentially, those are damages. We'll then move on to equitable remedies, which include specific performance, injunction, and rescission. There are, of course, more equitable remedies available, but those are the ones on the syllabus, and so we will limit ourselves to discussing those. Lastly, we'll discuss quasi-contractual remedies before we move on to the summary. In essence, there are three types of remedies. There's remedies at common law, remedies in equity, as well as remedies under legislation. Now, as you'll be familiar from all the various types of law that you study, legislation tends to trump common law, and so it is here as well. So where there are remedies under legislation, those trump the remedies which might be available at common law or in equity. Now, another rule is that equitable remedies are only available if the common law remedies are not sufficient. And we have a case for this, which is Flint and Brandon. So what happened in Flint and Brandon is that Brandon was a landlord and he leased some land to Flint. Now, it was agreed that the land would be in a certain condition, and as it turns out, the land was not in that condition. Now, Flint claimed for specific performance, which we'll get to later, but essentially that's an equitable remedy. And the court said, no, Flint, you can't have the equitable remedy, you cannot have the specific performance, that means to receive the land in the condition as agreed, because damages, money, could have made up for fixing those problems. So, in other words, Flint was entitled to damages in respect of making the land or putting the land in the position that it should have been under the contract, but he was not entitled to specific performance, because in that case, the common law remedy was sufficient to fix the problem. So we only revert to the equitable remedies if the common law remedies are not sufficient, are not good enough, cannot help us fix whatever the underlying problem is. There are also quasi-contractual remedies, which, as the name suggests, sort of exist outside the sphere of the contract. So sometimes we might have a situation where on the facts there is no contract, but there should still be a remedy available, and so the law sometimes creates a remedy in those circumstances. So essentially those are the areas we're going to look at: common law remedies, equitable remedies, as well as the quasi-contractual remedies.
Okay, that's for now because it goes on. But the idea is that in which part of this video goes the remedies related to human rights? Because remember that he was talking about contracts. Where can we learn about remedies, but in relation to human rights there?
When he mentions the case between Flint and I don't remember the other name.
Yes, I don't remember exactly. Yes, yes. Well, in this case, can you summarize a bit this case?
He said that he says
Yes.
that common remedies can't can help him in this case.
Yes. What type of rights were involved in this case? Remember? The defendant is demandado. The defendant was a tenant, he said. A tenant is a person who leases the house. El locador, that's a tenant. The defendant was a tenant. And the plaintiff or claimant was, no, the defendant was the landlord. Ese es el locador. And the actor, the plaintiff, was the tenant. That's the locatario. So he says that in that case, it couldn't be possible to apply for, or the judge didn't grant an effective remedy based on equity, he said, because they have this
Mm.
distinction between the real law and equity. And he says, well, there are some remedies in law, strict law, and remedies in equity. And they say that in that case, they didn't grant equity, but that's another thing. But the thing is that in which part of this goes human rights? Because he says some remedies, and the final one, what was the name for the final one? Remember the
Quasi-contractual remedies.
Yes, that is the one. The quasi-contractual one, because it's apart from contracts, it's quasi-contractual one, and those are the remedies related to because they're not related to contracts. They are just because you are a human person, so you have those human rights. So quasi-contractual one, in fact, is non-contractual one because they don't come from contracts. Well, how was it the viewing of this, the watching activity for you? It was it too difficult to be accustomed to the sound of the person? Tell me, Janina.
So.
Not at all, but for example, in mandatory activity, it's a bit difficult to understand the man who is talking because he speaks very fast. But
the Mr. Talbot.
Yeah.
Yes. You know that
Yeah.
in YouTube you can download you can make it slower. You can make it slower and
I
talk
didn't know that.
slower. You can try it if you want.
It's a
It's a
great option. Thank you.
Okay.
Good advice.
I don't know. Okay, well, that was my first video. Let's move on to the next activity if I can. So effective remedies. We are fed up with effective remedies, I think. Okay. Effective remedies. What else? Apart from effective remedies. That is another activity related to International Court of Justice. It's not the one with Mr. Talbot that you have online. It's another one with a very short video. Questions. Andrea, would you like to go on with the questions? These are the questions for the activity. Andrea?
Sorry, I've got an issue here
Okay.
with the family.
Okay.
Okay. So Ade,
Yes.
could you please go on with these questions?
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, I asked the students to take a picture of this slide because these are the instructions in order to watch the next video. Yes.
Great. Yeah, it would be great to take some notes.
Yes.
That's very helpful.
Picture.
Yeah.
I will do that. Oh, yes. Perdón. Sorry. I will take a picture. I took the picture and I shared it in the group. Yes. Questions, minutes 1 to 6.
Awesome.
Yes. Okay. Who can read it? Aldo, would
I
you
can
like to
read
read
it.
it? Oh, yes.
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 Questions.
Yes.
First, is this the first international court that was created in the 20th century?
Yes.
Number 2, where is it located? There are contentious cases and advisory cases? Well,
Yes.
no, there are contention cases and advisory cases. Who can bring a contentious case? Who can start an advisory case? Do members of the court represent countries? How many years do a judge preside the court?
The court. Okay. So let's see if I can share it. Okay. Here. Let's see. No, this no remedies. No.
Maybe Rocio could
Yes.
help us with the mate with this cold weather here.
Yes. Is she taking a mate?
You're mute, Ro.
I cannot do this. Okay, sorry.
No problem.
Yes.
But I think we all need a mate or a coffee
Yes, something very, very hot.
with this cold weather.
Yes. You know that it's stuck on remedies in contract. I don't know how to. Okay. This. There it is. It goes
Right.
here. No, here and now. What is international court? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Excellent.
When states disagree on where their border is. When states contest islands or a maritime zone. When one state considers that another has violated a treaty or other rule of international law. And when the UN or one of its agencies needs an opinion on a legal issue, they can turn to the International Court of Justice.
You want to be there? And to be a judge there.
The International Court of Justice, or ICJ, has its seat in the Netherlands at the Peace Palace in The Hague. Like the General Assembly and the Security Council, the court is what's known as a principal organ of the United Nations and is the only one not to have its seat in New York. The ICJ is the principal judicial organ of the UN and the world's highest international court. The court has existed since 1946. Its two official languages are English and French. Its founding document, the Statute, is an integral part of the Charter of the United Nations.
Veuillez vous asseoir.
All UN member states, therefore, automatically recognize the existence of the court and can call on its services. The ICJ is the successor of another court, created in 1922 by the League of Nations, the Permanent Court of International Justice. Between 1922 and 1940, the Permanent Court handled around 60 cases. It was dissolved after the Second World War. The ICJ succeeded the Permanent Court on the 18th of April 1946, inheriting not only its statute, but also its jurisprudence and traditions.
Attribution des juges en tout honneur et dévouement, en pleine et parfaite impartialité et en toute conscience.
Like its predecessor, the International Court of Justice has two roles. The first is to decide disputes between states. These are known as contentious cases. The court's second role is to respond to legal questions submitted to it by the General Assembly, the Security Council, and other UN organs or agencies. These cases are known as advisory proceedings. Since the court was established, it's dealt with a large number of cases. The ICJ is not a criminal court. It does not try individuals. Only disputes between states can be submitted to it. The court consists of 15 judges. They're elected for 9 years by the General Assembly and the Security Council. 5 posts are renewed every 3 years. Judges may be re-elected.
Mr. Mohammed Benuna, Mr. James Richard Crawford, Ms. Joan E. Donoghue, Mr. Kirill Kevorkian and Mr. Patrick Lipton Robinson have been elected to the International Court of Justice for a term of office of 9 years, beginning on 6 February 20.
The members of the court must all be from a different country. They do not represent their countries. They are independent judges.
I solemnly declare that I will perform my duties and exercise my powers as judge honorably, faithfully, impartially, and conscientiously.
The composition of the court reflects the following geographical balance. 3 seats on the bench are occupied by African judges. 2 seats are occupied by judges from Latin America and the Caribbean. 3 are occupied by Asian judges. 5 by judges from Western Europe and other Western states. And 2 by judges from Eastern Europe. Although no country is entitled to a seat, in practice the court has always included 1 judge from each of the 5 permanent members of the Security Council. If the court does not have a judge of the nationality of the states parties to a particular case, those states can each choose what's known as a judge ad hoc. These judges can be of any nationality and have exactly the same rights and duties as elected judges. Every 3 years, the court elects its president and vice president. The president chairs all sittings of the court. He or she directs its work and supervises its administration.
Okay, that's all for now. Could you manage to grasp the answers of the questions? Remember
Yes, some of them.
Yes.
we sent you the questions?
Yes.
Okay, Andrea, all yours.
Okay, I will add some more questions. Could you share the slides?
Yes, the slide with the
yeah.
questions. Yes. Have you read it? Andrea, have you got it?
Not yet.
No, but I shared it through the group.
Sorry.
Have you got it? Or if not, I go on until you have it. Okay, I go on.
I've got it. No,
Okay.
I was wondering if you could share the screen. Between my dogs and my dad who's giving Catholicism classes, it's a mess here.
Yes.
But I did to come here. I had
Okay.
no
Yes,
other
I shared
option.
the screen, I shared the video, and they could
Okay.
observe all the video. Minutes from 1 to 6. So my first question is this the first international court that was created in the 20th century? What is your opinion?
No, it isn't.
Why? It's international, applying international law. Remember? Tell us.
Because it's the successor of the Permanent Court of Justice. that was working until 1940, I think.
Yes.
And then after the Second World War, this ICJ was founded by using the same statute of the previous court and the same jurisprudence.
Okay. The other one, the second one is, where is it located?
It's located in The Hague in Netherlands.
Excellent. The Hague.
The Hague.
The Hague. Yes. I want to be there.
España.
I want to become a judge there. I think it would be great. And they need English. I would accept to become the person who cleans the saloon, the room, just to be there. Okay.
And the doctor, remember that the Dr. Moreno Ocampo was the prosecutor there,
yes.
and he cannot afford. No, it's not afford. He was living on a ship
Oh.
in the port.
Oh, he didn't have enough money to afford the
No.
flat.
No.
No.
He really has.
Okay. Okay. The third one.
Okay, Ale, my
Okay.
my dogs, not my dogs, my parents' dogs, I think that they're quiet now. So
okay.
I was wondering if you could guys give a sort of a definition of what is the first international court? What does it belong to? Which countries does it serve? Could you provide any kind of definition of it? What is their function?
Okay.
The function is to decide problems between not people but countries.
Okay, not individuals, but states. Very good,
but
Aldo.
states.
All right. Is it a group, an independent group? Does it belong to a bigger organism?
It's very vinculated to the UN. In fact, it is an organ of the UN, and it's
an
vinculated
organism
to the
of a UN. Very good answer.
Okay.
Which are the languages? Could you listen to?
Yes.
Apart from English, there was another language.
French.
Yeah, French. In fact, Guillaume, some of their names were mainly French people. And it called my attention because he was talking about his or the main, how do you say sorry, the elected. Ale, could you help me?
Yes,
but because I found many
he said elected.
Several men, not many women there.
No, only one.
As usual.
Yes, as usual. Yes. Yes. What else?
All right. You can go on with your questions.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you remember in 1922 how many cases did they deal with?
Yes, and remember that the first court dealt with some number of cases, and the second court says that there are some other number. Remember the number of cases?
Yes.
Approximately?
Yes, the court that was working between 1922 and 1940 worked about 60 cases.
Great,
and now the court has 161 cases.
Okay, excellent.
There was judges. The 15 judges, the elected, were mostly men. Just one woman.
Yes. Gender equality is absent, totally absent there.
there is a contradiction because there must be certain quantity of people per country, but that
People
is
are
not
men.
taken into account. Yeah,
It is
with
doesn't.
females.
Yes. Okay. The last questions are as follows.
Advisory and
Advisory and contentious cases. Who knows the difference between them? Janina?
Yeah, who can bring a contentious case? The only person who can bring contentious case is nations, only nations. And advisory case, I think he's in the video says that questions work the General Assembly and the Security Council.
Okay. And
The advisory can treat the meaning of the treats.
The meaning advisory. Yes. Remember
The
that
meaning of the treat.
advisory and contentious. Advisory is when some organ, an NGO or a state asks for the meaning of something. Yes, the treaty. I mean, the meaning of the treaty. Yes, so some wording of the treaty, and they have to analyze and clarify what one clause, for instance, says, because it's a stage, because they don't understand, and they say it could be interpreted in this way or in this other way. Well, they draft.
Yeah, in fact, the word advisory
is
related to give advice. Yeah,
Yes.
give a piece of advice on something,
To
respond to
clarification.
legal questions.
Yes.
And contentious, it sounds like like an argument, yeah, between two parties. In this case,
dispute.
states. Yeah,
And who can
those
bring
words
a
are
case
quite
there?
transparent.
Yes, and who can bring a case there? People or states? What do you think?
States.
States. Only states, not people. But people
people.
can go to the court that is in Costa Rica. You know, in Costa Rica, they receive cases from people, from real people, and from NGOs and from companies, from people, not states. But they can declare that one state is guilty of something. They can go against the states, or perhaps states and people. But in the
European court too, I think.
What do you say? Sorry.
In the European court, I think too.
Yes. Real people. Yes, not just states. I think that the idea of receiving cases just from states is the old-fashioned. Nowadays, with the development of human rights are not a matter of just states. It's a matter of people, and there are lawyers that they want to bring a case there. Well, that's the difference between The Hague and Costa Rica. Yes. Well, any other question here, perhaps?
We've got
how many members?
number 5 and 6.
Number 5, yes. Do members of the court represent countries?
No, they don't.
Rocio, welcome, Rocio. Okay. No, they represent what? They say they are. They don't represent some body or some.
They're from different countries.
And they are independent. Once they are elected and appointed, they are independent. Yes. And how many members normally the ICJ has? How many members? Lots of members.
50 judges.
15 judges, yes. What
yeah,
happened?
very good.
Yes, 15 judges from many different parts of the world. And what happens when there's a case against one party, one state, and it's not that the judges are not from this states. They are not from this nationality. What happens? Rocio, you cannot speak. I don't know why. Ask to unmute. I asked you to unmute. Okay. Well, I will solve you the situation. If they say that whenever there's a case from one state against the other, and the states are not represented, or they are not judges from this nationality, they will appoint 2 more ad hoc judges. So there are 15 and 2 more judges, 17 judges, a lot of judges to make an agreement between them, a lot of them. I don't know, how do they agree on something? I don't know. Well, and the last one is, how many years do the president last?
3 years.
3 years.
The last 3 years.
Yes, president and vice president. Yes, 3 years. Okay.
And then can be reelected.
Yes, and well, I think that the video goes on with a lot of useful information and amusing information, I think, for us. For instance, the way they dress themselves with some I don't know, attitude toward the order.
I thought the same, Rocio, like only 2 people from Latin America. Yeah.
Only 2 people. Yes. Okay. I have another topic here, which is the legal rules, the legal English rules. And it is also in the platform. You know that in the platform, I offered you some bits of this books, particularly this book. Álvarez Baró, Enrique Álvarez Baró, who is a Spanish person. It is in Spanish, in fact. And I will summarize the principal aspects that he tackles in this book in relation to legal English. I will summarize, or perhaps Andrea is going to deal with this activity, the activity related to legal English aspects, the linguistic aspect of legal English, you know?
That we're not here.
Yes.
Great.
Those that cannot come. Okay, Andrea, would you like to go on with this part? Andrea? Are you there?
Yes, of course. Can you listen to me?
Yes, please.
All right. Okay. As you know,
Yes.
England and the UK has received the influence of many countries. It's an Anglo-Saxon country. In fact, the Queen's family come from Germany, but since then it is an imperialistic country, it has received the influence of many countries and many languages. Yeah, like our country.
Andrea, remember when we had to study at college, we had to study history of England, and they talked about the invasions they had from Normans and whatever, and it has to do with this. Yes.
Yeah, of course, the Latin expressions we're going to find because Rome was a very important empire,
Yes.
but also we can find many French words. And a friend of my brother who came from England told us about some French names of the cities in England.
Okay.
So we got the influence of France, of course, Rome and Latin expressions, and German for sure. So I'm very good at pronouncing the words, but Ada, you'll have to help me with the meaning, okay?
Well,
Like
okay.
you said this before, like ad hoc.
Ad hoc. They said ad hoc judges, and you know that the meaning of all of this, I know for sure that they know the meaning because we use the same expression.
Okay, all right.
In Spanish.
So maybe you can tell us the meaning. will be et ali.
Ah, no,
That's
that
quite
one
easy.
we don't know. We don't use it.
No,
Etali. What is
not really.
etali? In fact, et al, we use et al, not et ali. Et al, we use it in academic environments when we write an essay or something.
About the authors,
Yes, yes, that thing. You know,
like Perez del Viso.
et
et al.
Et al.
Yes.
You know that nowadays I'm struggling with my thesis for Quilmes with the APA norms that are a mess,
Yeah.
a disaster. I hate them, the APA norms, regulations, and they use, for instance, Vargas, coma, Perez del Viso, coma, et al.
Yes.
Y los otros.
Exactly.
Et al.
And the rest. And all.
the rest.
Okay.
al.
Will be exempli gratia. Do you use it?
Yeah. We use EJ.
Like example given in English.
Yes, yes. And we use also VG, verbigracia. Verbigracia. Verbigracia we use.
Verbi gratia.
What is exempli gratia or verbigracia? Who can tell us?
Rocío says it's like,
It's like, gracias, Rocío.
or for example.
Lo hace en el chat.
Yeah, very
Muy
good.
bien.
For example.
Okay.
For instance, very good.
También, parecido. Idest. Idest.
For example,
Por ejemplo, es exempli gratia. Idest es algo así como o sea. Idest.
This is in English.
Esto
Yeah.
esto es. This is. Sick is the same. Sick. I think the pronunciation is also sick.
Yes, it's very common.
Go
Per
on.
se,
Per se, they say.
per se, in
Per
English.
se, per se, we say per se.
What?
Por sí mismo.
Yes, exactly. It's quite
Okay.
transparent.
Okay.
De facto.
De facto. De facto. De hecho. Okay.
Okay. Like in fact.
In fact, yes. Prorator. 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 Es prorata. Por cada uno. Yes? Are you there?
Quorum, that's quite, yeah, exactly.
Yes. Sui juris.
Quorum,
Quorum. Sui juris.
yeah.
Ultra vires. Who knows what ultra vires is, or ultra vires, we say in Spanish. Ultra vires. Who knows? Enzo. Do you know what ultra vires is? Ultra vires.
It's a kind of responsibility, I think,
Yes.
but I don't remember exactly
Okay.
the content of the.
But you're right. You're right. It's the idea of somebody that has a representation, un poder, representation, a document, but he acts against or beyond the authorization. El poder es para vender esta casa y él en realidad vendió la tercera casa que no estaba en el poder. That is acting ultra vires o ultra vires. Más allá de la representación, ultra vires. Videlicet or vis, I don't remember exactly what videlicet is. If somebody remembers, welcome. Videlicet. That's another expression. Well, the French expressions, Andrea, all yours. Because you know French or not, tell us.
The thing is, the pronunciation "ale" is not the same in French and in English, because I would say like salvage, average, demorage,
Excellent.
and it's average, damage.
Yes. But the thing is, the influence is there because the influence is on the word as it is written, and then people pronounce it differently because they are English people. So salvage, average, demurrage.
Yes, like
mirror.
Okay. Do they ring a bell to you? Have you heard these expressions like average, Damage, yes, damage, for sure.
Anchorage. Lien. Lien.
Demora.
Demurrage. Que le puse
Demurrage.
demora. Por las dudas le puse demora porque no me iba a acordar. The femme
Okay. Demurrage.
demurrage. Femme
Demurrage.
is a widow, the only widow. Femme
Yeah.
Yes.
It's yeah, femme,
Femme.
the woman, and sole.
Sol. Yes. Lien.
Liam.
Lion, mira, Lion se dice. Es, pero en inglés es Lion. Lion. Es
Liam.
prenormal.
Okay.
Puisny judges. Yeah, Puisny judges.
Mhm.
On parole, we hear on parole all the time from the movies. On parole. Well, then another feature is redundance. But the you know that a lot of these features we have them also in legal Spanish, because in Spanish we also have redundancy. We say, for instance, el juez ordena y manda tal cosa. ¿Para qué? Digan solo ordena o digan solo manda. O dice al final de un mandamiento, dice, dado, sellado y firmado mi público despacho. ¿Por qué dado, sellado y firmado? Que diga solo firmado en mi público despacho, el sello ya lo veremos. O dicen, por ejemplo, hay un montón. Lo hablo en español porque si no, no me salen los ejemplos en español. Hay un montón de ejemplos. Por ejemplo, el testamento le llaman, bueno, this is an example in English, will and testament. But in Spanish no decimos testamento y testamento. Pero ellos tienen esta, they have this redundance, will and testament. False and untrue. Sole and exclusive. Aid and abet. Final and conclusive. Final y conclusivo. Bueno, está bien que es final, entonces conclusivo. But we have this redundance also in Spanish, in legal Spanish. Other features. Or remember, all these features are described in Álvarez Baró book. Legal English features. Adjectives. They are special adjectives like legal, equitable, plain adjectives with particular meaning as absolute. For instance, they don't say absolute in any meaning. They say absolute and in particular meaning. Absolute presumption, que sería una presunción de jure, como decimos nosotros acá. Absolute presumption. Para ellos qualified es no calificado. Es qualified means prepared. And the use of compound words such as hereinafter, whereof, whereby, herewith, que está compuesto por here and with, and all these long pieces of words, because sometimes it's adjectives and sometimes they are adverbs. Other legal English features. They are long sentences without connectors. Who wants to read it? Janina, would you like to read it?
Okay. Long sentences without connectors. For example, a subsection below if an award is made and on an application made by and of the parties to the reference or be subject to the section 3 below with the leave of the court. It appears to the High Court that.
Todo eso era una introducción para decir it appears to the High Court that. So it's a long sentence. Andrea is going to leave us, and she says that she has to attend another class. Sorry, Andrea, we'll see you next class, next lesson.
Oh,
thank you.
I apologize. I promise, if possible, next class I'll be available for you without this this background with the dogs and my dad giving classes back there. So
Okay, Andrea.
it's been quite uncomfortable, but well, I did my best. So I hope you understand. And I hope that you can read the first chapter of the book.
Yes,
so we
please,
can
for next,
work with
because
that.
you know that the first chapter Andrea is going to deal
It's
with.
quite interesting.
Yes.
I
the
liked
first
it.
chapter of the book. Yes.
Just keep the difficult words, just keep them. Yeah, go on reading. Okay,
Okay.
girls and boys. the
Okay.
international courts. Bye-bye. See
Bye
you.
bye, Andrea.
Bye.
Thank you. See you
Goodbye.
next class.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. So other legal
See you
English
next
features
class.
are the long sentences. There are no connectors in order to be objective or based only on facts. They think that they connect one phrase with the other. They're going to be, I don't know, not so ordered or objective. And they are very sharp, they say. That's the opinion of Álvarez-Baró. And other features, they do not use ellipses. The same happens in Spanish. You know that in Spanish, en las audiencias, cuando uno toma las audiencias, a ver, vamos a sacarlo de acá. Pic. Después vuelvo. Cuando uno toma las audiencias, tiene que tener mucho cuidado con los testigos. Cuando los testigos van hablando, qué sé yo, dicen sí, porque estamos hablando de, por ejemplo, la parte del actor del llado laboral, en la parte actor laboral, el demandado laboral y un tercero que vino, qué sé yo. Y el testigo dice sí, porque entonces él vino y dijo tal cosa. Enseguida el abogado tiene que decir, bueno, enseguida levanta la mano y pide la pregunta y dice, ¿quién es él al que se refirió el testigo? Porque cuando uno dice él vino, ahí está haciendo una elipsis. That's an ellipsis. An ellipsis is when we skip one word through a representation. We represent one word just with, for instance, with a pronoun. The pronoun, yes, pronoun is correct, I don't know. It's the one word that represents a person, but it's not naming exactly who was the person. That's why we need not to do any ellipsis, and we have to be repeating every time. That person came and said that thing. Who? That person. And sometimes the witnesses, they say, well, Hector came and said, which Hector, please? What is the surname of Hector? And 10 times you have to ask the witness to repeat the surname of this witness, you know, because you need certainty, you need that what accuracy, you need that what the witness says is exactly the representing reality and not other reality. And the same happens in English. It's Spanish and English. We have this in common. So here, features, they don't use ellipses to be more precise. For instance, they say, the authority has reinforced the insider trading restrictions with the rule, etc., and independent provision prohibiting, they don't say prohibiting them or prohibiting him. Eso es lo que dirían los testigos, prohibiéndole a él. No, they say prohibiting insider trading, even though they have quoting just a second ago insider trading, but you have to repeat it. Insider trading in connection with tender offers. So the not using of ellipses is another feature of legal English and also legal Spanish, because in Spanish we need to be the same, in the same way we need to be precise, and we try not to use the replacement of the proper word. Well, and Álvarez-Baró says that they abuse of that and commas. And what else? Translation difficult. Sometimes there's difficulty in finding the exact equivalence or in the style and discourse. That's why in the translation career, they have a whole subject related to legal English, you know, and they need to take courses on legal English in order to be accurate in the translation. And what else? There are lots of false friends. For instance, magistrates. You know that magistrates for them are not the same. No es magistrados. Here we say magistrados, and we tend to think of the Court of Justice, the Suprema Corte, el Superior Tribunal de Justicia, the magistrado. No, but for them, magistrates are lay people. Son como los juzgados de paz acá. That's magistrate. Magistrate es un juzgado de paz. Al revés que los otros, que para nosotros magistrados es como muy importante. For instance, they say section, and it means artículo. Y article means our section. Eso es lo que hablamos en una clase hace 2 clases, que era cómo se decía artículo e inciso. Section means artículo. Y a veces si quieres decir dentro de un artículo una sección, o si quieres decir sección, you say article. For instance, there are
It's the same game as law.
and the same false friend, because law es derecho, but for them,
General.
claro, y para lo que para nosotros es la ley 2200, por ejemplo, 20744, la ley 20744, la ley de contrato de trabajo, for them could be the Employment Act, the Act, not law. One piece of advice for us, for all lawyers, is remember that we have previous knowledge that comes from our law environment. Because of law, we tend to think that we know what they are talking about, and they are full of false friends, and we tend to translate literally because we think that there's a transparent word, and that's something that I know. But sometimes the piece of advice is that you should take this into account, and you should take care of those known words and look them up in the dictionary, because they're not going to mean what you think they are meaning. Another thing is the periphrastic. I love this. Periphrastic aspect of Spanish. Periphrastic means that you need a lot of words to say something, but in Spanish. In Spanish, we say a lot, we say one idea in lots of words, but in English, probably the same idea is going to be said in 2 words. For instance, insider trading es una contratación en bolsa por quien posee información privilegiada. But in English, it is just insider trading, 2 words. And for us is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 words, 7 words. That's the periphrastic aspect of Spanish. Yes? Do you understand? Do you get it? Say yes or no.
Thomas talked
Yes.
about this in the audio.
Yes, you know, that's an exercise. Yes, excellent. Now I'm dealing with the PPT, but yes, that was an audio. In fact, Thomas is one of our teachers from last year. This year we have ordered him to deal with the TOEFL exam course. So he's dealing with a private course. But Thomas prepared this audio, so I kept it for the exercise. Thank you. Okay, I will tell him that you remember it. Okay. Well, I think that, and then we have an exercise on legal Latin. And I think that is not in order not to make you be so tired, because it's a lot of new information related to language. What do you think of them, all of these aspects of legal English? Tell me.
I want to do a list, a personal list about vocabulary, about legal vocabulary, because it's very useful, and we have to know about that words, about the meanings, and how to connect them. So I'll try to do a list.
Excellent.
Every class.
Excellent. Rocio, did you manage to arrange the microphone or not? Or tell us through the messenger. She's taking the mate. Aldo, yes, tell us, Rocio. I get it. Wait, says Rocio. You can hear me? No, I cannot hear you, unfortunately. For next class, you may arrange this. It's great that you are here, even though you cannot talk. Aldo, what is your thought about these topics? Remember, it's legal English.
Yes, like Janina, as same as she she's going to do, I will have to make a glossary of a lot of words that I have forgot, and someone who really really do not know. So I have to really start reading material of legal English.
Excellent.
And yes, in fact, this weekend I was watching some videos of human rights, and there were a lot of them in YouTube, so it was very useful for me.
Yes, and authentic material with very good English. I love this material. Yes. And also, what is your word about this?
I agree with all our compañeros. I don't know the word, but exactly. Just for that, I think the vocabulary is very important, and I need also to left behind some bad concepts of bad meanings and wrong meanings of some words that I use thinking that they are right and they are not.
They were false friends, probably.
Yes, I think false friends is a key part of learning about legal English.
Friends and transparent word, and yes, the idea of not to take for granted the meaning. Yes.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, that's for now. I see you next class. Yes, on next Friday at 5:30. Okay. Then I will prepare all the material from this day to the other Friday, which is going to be the first part of chapter or unit 2. You know, unit 2 is going to be, I think that is one of the first treaties that we, apart from the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, now we're going to deal with the Bill of Rights, which is compounded by 3 treaties. Yes, we are going to deal with this as part of human rights. Okay, so see you next class. Thank you for being here. Aldo,
Thanks.
Rocio, Janina, Wilson, Salma, thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye. See you next Friday.
Bye-bye.
Next Friday, please come. You are like a candy for me.